Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today on my channel we are going to be doing a wear test and review on the new Huda Beauty Foundation. The full name of this is the Faux Filter Luminous Matte Foundation. Now my friend Kristen Game here on YouTube had a good point. Isn't that kind of an oxymoron? Luminous matte. Can you do both? And she and I were discussing it, and I thought to myself, satin is what I think of when I think of a on the verge of matte, but still has a luminous look to it. So I'm definitely interested in testing this out throughout the day today in the color 225B Apple Pie. And if you are new around here, every Tuesday I do a wear test video where I test out a new product. Mostly it is foundations, concealers, and mascaras. Kind of put them in all together, and then each week I add a different video for you guys. If you are new around here, I would love if you hit that little red button and followed along here on my channel. Now a little bit about this product. It does come in 39 different shades. It is $40. It is said to have a 24-hour wear. I am only going to be testing it for 10 of those 24 hours. It is said to be a matte finish, but also have a luminous look to it. That's the part I struggle with. It is full coverage. It is said to be transfer proof, sweat proof, humidity proof, water resistant, and fade proof. We'll have to see. They do suggest applying this with either a dense brush or a beauty blender, and I do use both of these in that video. So let's jump right into putting it on together. Okay, giving this a try in the color Apple Pie 255B, I think it is. These have a seal at the top. I always, when they do that, because it drives me crazy that they do that, and it's such a pain to get them open, I just open it from the bottom. Okay, packaging, plastic packaging, super cute though, square. Let's see how you open it. Okay, just pull. It has a nice pump to it. I have learned many, many times to not do this directly. Okay, there we go. Color looks like it'll be a decent match. So that is 2 pumps. Highly doubt that is going to get me far, but you never know. One side of my face, we're gonna start with this one. Oh, it might, using a sponge. Okay, this has a little bit of a yellowy orange undertone. Can you see that there? All right. I don't ever love a yellow undertone, but you never know. Might settle in okay. I always go over my eyes. That's a personal preference. You don't have to. Oh gosh, I'm not loving the golden undertone in this, but it may settle in okay. Each time you see me touching the sponge down, I'm like barely touching it down. Like look at the difference in these 2 sides here. All right, so drawing it down my neck a little bit. I personally lately have been preferring using a sponge. It's just my personal preference of what I like. I'm doing all the way around my nose with the sponge just because I feel like it gets in there better into the little crevices. And then I'll just kind of bring it over my chin. Bring it down my neck. Make sure I get my ears, especially since this has a yellow gold undertone into my hairline. Okay, we can see the difference right here, side to side. Not sure. It's not amazing coverage. No, it's really good coverage. I think it's just the color that's throwing me off. I'm like really unsure. There's something here on my face. What is that? No idea. Oh goodness, guys. I want to love this, but this color match is not, I think, my best color match. Let's pull out my brush and go to the other side. So of those 2 pumps, that's all I used. But this is not going to be enough to finish the rest of my face. I do know that. All right. It's nice to apply with a brush. That was as far as I got with that. So we're gonna do one more. Ooh, that's gonna be way too much product. A full pump. Should have done a half pump. Oh well, nothing to do about it now. Everybody is raving about this foundation that I'm hearing that have tried it, but I don't know. I'm stuck on the color. Once I get past the color part, then we'll figure it out. look at the finish and things like that. Okay, I like it applied with the brush better. Definitely think I like it applied with the brush better. It is drying down fairly quickly. So I still have a good amount of that additional pump I got. This dries down pretty fast and pretty nicely. I definitely do like the brush application better. You know what, before I go too far, let's take a look at the differences between the brush to the sponge. So with the sponge, it's a little bit patchy, just a little bit in some areas. Like it just didn't settle the same. Whereas the side with the brush has a little bit more coverage. Something about the sponge just didn't work as well for me, which is unusual because usually the sponge gives me really, really nice results. All right. Definitely moving it around, taking some looks at it. It has settled in really nicely into my skin. Doesn't feel heavy, doesn't feel cakey. I'm kind of impressed with this now that I used it with the brush. I think actually the color, so my skin has a lot of red undertone. So as soon as I put a product on that has a lot of yellow undertone, to me sometimes it's like, ooh, but realistically it kind of looks good on me after it settles in. So I still have a good amount of product left here, guys. I'm barely touching this every time I'm doing this. I'm just kind of trying to even out anything before I go too much further. Really working in all these areas here. All right, so we have it on now. I'm gonna let it sit for a minute and then we'll talk about it. Okay, we've settled in for a minute. I was worried with the color. So here's the thing, sometimes when it has that yellow tone to it, not yellow, orange, yellow undertone, sometimes when that happens with me, it looks a little cakey on my skin. Not adding any extra product. I'm just taking a look at some spots where I'm seeing some redness. So this time I am taking just a tiny bit. I have a spot right here that looks a little red. Always in my nose area gets a little red fastest, and in my cheek area. I'm liking this. I'm kind of impressed. I do want to mention that I still have a good amount of product. I would say a little bit, about a quarter of a pump left still on this. So the foundation has settled in, and actually it has settled in so pretty. All right, I am liking this. It doesn't seem patchy. I mean, I am excited about this. So now I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup. I wanted to jump on quickly and make note as I'm doing my makeup. So I always use this liquid illuminator, which is always a highlighter I use, and I use it on my brow bone, I use it around my cheekbone, and then at the top of my lips. Typically, it's very easy to work with and moves around very easily. And I will tell you, with this foundation, interestingly enough, it kind of dries down fairly matte and fairly quickly, that it was hard to work with the illuminator. So I found that interesting and I wanted to tell you. So before I go and do my hair, I wanted to show you guys what this looks like on with all of my makeup done. Take a good close look at it. I'm interested to see how this looks outside in natural daylight. Has a slight, I feel like you see my blush more because it has a little bit more of a yellow tone to it than my typical pink undertones. I do not wear bronzer at this time of year. I mean, I like the look of it, minus the fact that the color might be slightly off, but that is just a slight issue. We are in a little bit of the dark because we are going to try and do a flash test and see how this performs that way. So looking at this photo, I will say that I took a couple of them. It took a couple to get it right. I will put a couple different ones in through here, but the first couple, when the flash went off, it made everything look very pink. I don't know why. It definitely doesn't come across that way on my skin. And then I took a second one with a flash when I was really close to the camera. You guys couldn't see. And it definitely came back where it looks more true to my skin tone. But in neither of them am I seeing a flashback or any issues. A little bit of shine right through here in the one that looked a little bit more pink, but overall I think it looks pretty good. All right, these swatches are a little bit close together, but we'll take a look at this. This is the first one we're going to look at here, which is the Huda that we are trying out today in 255B Apple Pie. Next to it is my all-time always great match, which is the Estee Lauder Double Wear in the color 3CR, I think. It's in the color Pebble. And then we have the YSL All Hours in the color BR40. And then Lime Life color number Olive 2, which is always, these two are always the closest. The YSL is definitely closer to the Huda, but as you can see, the Huda definitely runs more orangey yellow. I did look into colors. There is a possibility that there might be one that's a little bit cooler toned. This one is just a little bit too warm toned for me, so we'll have to see. Taking a look at them in natural light, this is definitely not the right color match for me. These all blend perfectly with my skin and look very seamless. This looks very, very, very orange. So we're gonna have to go outside and look at it. Taking a look at the foundation outside, it is a little bit overcast, but I wanted to see what this looks like, see if it looks like it's noticeable with this color not being the right match. It's funny because I use Sephora's color match guide, but still, I don't feel like this is the right color for me, but we can still test the product. We are at the 5-hour mark and I think it's holding up pretty good. I would say my only downside is the color, which actually on camera, it looks good. And it doesn't look horrible in person. I'm just nitpicking it. I feel like I love like a good, like dead set match. I am considering, I looked into it a different color because this one apparently has a warm undertone to it. I use the Sephora color matcher. And so I'm wondering if I do the one that does not say, it literally has the same exact description, it just doesn't say warm after it. So I'm wondering if that would work. Let me zoom in and show you a little bit. Taking a close look at this, so you can see if you see any patchiness or if you notice it being the wrong color. Probably should have put some lipstick on first. That highlight, guys, it's that good. Where my glasses touch down, I'm not noticing anything. I mean, I see a slight mark where my glasses touch down. A little bit of patchiness right here, but we'll have to check back to that at 10 hours. Good evening, we are at the 10-hour check-in. I feel like I look a little oily. That's the first thing I notice. I feel like I look very, very, very shiny. Actually everywhere. Not just where I put highlighter either, because I have no highlighter here, no highlighter here. But I mean, okay, it did show through a little bit where I have my glasses. It kind of broke down a little bit. And it looks a little bit like you can see the color, but that's a bad color match. Let me zoom in. All right, starting up here, you can see it kind of settling into the hairline a little bit. Very, very, very oily right here. You can see where it broke down, where my glasses were sitting. Funny, I don't have much breakthrough here. A little bit through here where I have some texture, like orange peel. This side looks okay. But like, I look like an oil slick, like even right here. Now that we are 10 hours, the question is, now that I see how it performs, would I get another color in this? And the answer is no. I don't like it enough. I didn't like how it sat on my skin. I don't like how the oils broke down. I just don't think this is the right foundation for me. And realistically, the name is still, I just can't get over that name. Flawless Filter Matte. Illuminating. Who knows? So those are my final thoughts. I wanted to show you guys something interesting. So I went to itch my forehead. So I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to show you. And literally see where I put my finger. It's wiping it all off. No, thank you. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and wear test on the Huda Beauty Flawless Filter Luminous Matte Foundation. If you are new around here, I would love if you hit that red button and followed along and subscribed here. And if you have any questions about this product or anything else I talked about here in this video, I would love to hear about it down in the comments, and I will get back to you as soon as I possibly can. If you have any suggestions of some products you would like to see me do a wear test on, I would love to hear that as well. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching and sticking with me. Have a great day.